we've been around the world a bit.
We did a tour and we put together our first proper big show with huge screens, and the whole thing was hosted by this evil dickhead politician, newsreader. So that was quite fun, getting to make like a proper concept show.
That's the first time that my grandparents have asked for tickets for a show. We're playing the Royal Albert Hall. Suddenly my job is serious for once.
And then we made an album. We made our third album. We built a studio in South London. So it's been busy. It's been busy, but it's been good. I guess the production process for us always kind of starts at a demo and then take it into the studio and work properly there. And we've got a whole load of old school synths set up and the drums and loads of guitars, and it's about choosing which elements we want to be really electronic, making a load of our own samples. We run a small independent record label out of our studio, so there's always different people wandering in and out working on different music, so it's quite nice to get them involved. So there's lots of different voices singing all over the album. We wanted it to sort of nod towards some of the ravier tunes from the 90s, like Born Slippy, and have a bit of a kind of nighttime electronic vibe, but at the same time we wanted it to feel really like warm and human. So there's a lot of vocals, there's quite a lot of saxophone and a lot of gospel singing, and it's a real mix. It's meant to sort of take the arc of a night out, starting at midnight and ending waking up on the kitchen floor at a party in the morning. And so it sort of takes in all the noises and sounds and emotions of that. The nighttime is a really interesting setting. The nighttime in a city is a completely different place, obviously, from the daytime. And the idea of hedonism and escape, it's kind of easy to tell that story at nighttime. You know, it's like people are doing weird things and different things and trying to pursue different pleasures. And I think the album is meant to be about trying to escape problems in your own life and the bigger problems in the world that are kind of hard to even know what to do with, and lose yourself in things like the nighttime and in drinking and in dancing and in your friends. And there's no solution for that stuff, but that's like, it can be healthy sometimes just to want to go and lose your mind for a night. It's kind of rich with a metaphor, and we have quite a lot of experience of nights like the ones set in the album, and so I think we wanted to make something that felt really honest and use experiences that we've all kind of had at different points in our lives to talk about different stuff, bigger things. I guess across the album we talk about, being addicted to our phones and how we see the world through them, and how scary that can be. If you're scrolling through the news, it feels like a bit of a kind of assault of the problems of the world, and we're living through weird times politically everywhere in the world. There seems to be this lurch to the right and this kind of massive division between ways of thinking. In the UK we've got Brexit, which is dominating every conversation in the UK. It's like, it's impossible to avoid, it's impossible to escape. Obviously every day there's like 15 new awful quotes from Donald Trump. Politically it's just a really weird time to be alive. And then we have the internet and the anonymity that allows in giving people the space to say whatever they want, even if they don't mean it, but just to be controversial. And it's just a strange time. And as like over the last sort of 10 years or so, as the internet's become like a daily, hourly, minutely part of everybody's lives, that's kind of infiltrated reality. So it's just, it's too much for our small brains to talk about, but we wanted to sort of nod to all that stuff and also acknowledge that it's kind of too much to think about sometimes, and it's important to switch off, and it's important to try and escape it.
We as a group, we aren't like your kind of typical band where you like meet in school over the love of the same sort of music. We all like really different things, so I guess that creeps in, and we're fortunate that like Dan's singing voice is quite unique in that basically he can sing over anything, and that makes it a Bastille song. So that gives us license, I think, to charge around with different genres. Plus at the minute as well, with Spotify, everyone can like every genre now. It's not like you have to save up like you used to, and you got to really kind of commit to one genre or one sort of style that you like. So I think everyone hops around now and has completely varied tastes, and I guess that is reflected a bit in what we do as well.
And it's also just quite nice to fuck with people's expectations, as much as possible. I think our last album, we tried to do that and have like quite heavy guitars and tunes that's just a single take guitar and vocal, and then have like big pop moments and then big kind of orchestral stuff. I think we quite enjoy the freedom to do what we want within our band, and every time I think people think we want to go off and do one thing, we go and do a tour with an orchestra and then do an EDM song and then, you know, and then release an indie single. Like it's nice to be able to try and play with people's expectations and just keep it interesting and fresh for us as well, you know. I think, you know, whatever the notion of a band or a modern artist is, it's all up for, you know, it's all up in the air at the moment. It is what you want it to be, you know. In the music industry, people keep talking about the fact that like the album as a concept might not even exist in a few years' time, or, you know, or a year's time. And that's, you know, that's really interesting to us. But we love making albums. Like, we make all our own music and we do it ourselves. And I think we kind of feel like Woody said, like anything that we do under our umbrella is ours.
Which means album 5 is going to be thrash metal.
Exactly. We've been recording some new songs backstage, not necessarily for our own albums, but we did one that was like The Clash, and another one that was basically a Green Day ripoff, and then one that was like an emotional, depressing piece of electronic music. So it's always nice just to fuck around, you know. Hello, we're Bastille.
Please subscribe to the DIFFUS channel. If not, we'll fucking kill you.